I am the big tank.
On the battlefield of life, nothing's harder than a tank. Yeah, have you ever met a man, heart's full of love, bigger than a tank?
Big tank.
He served in a few wars, he's a veteran that stands for a cause. For the best interviews and news, just keep it glued to the tank.
I am the tank, big tank.
Tank Talk.
Tank.
Big Tank Talk.
Tank. Hello, friends, and welcome to another episode of Big Tank Talk. Today, my normal scheduled guest, Jarita, is not available for interview, so we're going to reschedule her. Instead, today, I'm going to be re-interviewing the Moist Reaper, my friend Paul. Paul, welcome to Big Tank Talk.
Hey, Tank, how's it going, brother?
It's going well. I know you're normally the screen recorder, but you're also a very good friend, and I'm very happy to interview you. As it goes with every interview, tell us a little bit about you and how you came to be on Clapper.
Well, we migrated over, me and a few of my friends migrated over from TikTok a few years back. And we just went from there, and we've enjoyed it ever since.
Okay. Lena's right out. She's coming right out of the gate hot. She wants to know what you like most about visiting the USA.
It's not what I thought it would be. It's not much different to what I thought it would be, but it's not what I thought it would be. It's a lot calmer. I don't find nothing really unusual about the States, like you see in the media and stuff. Well, I mean, we went to is that any better, Lena?
I hear you just fine, Paul.
Yeah. Okay. Well, say I know everything is. They say everything is bigger in the States, and we went to a Myers supermarket, and I was like, wow.
A little bigger than you're used to.
Yeah. I mean, we've got big supermarkets in the UK, but nothing like that.
So I know you've been planning to come here. What are some of the things you plan to do or to see while you're in the States?
Well, there was talks of us taking a ride out to Michigan, but I don't think that's going to happen now because Steve's got to work. But the fact that, like I said, I've been out for a drive. I've been to different places, like within here. When we go into Indianapolis, when we go over for the wedding, we'll be right opposite the Lucas Oil Stadium, which looks amazing. I drove past it the other night while it was lit up. So, and Ted's talking about taking me to the Indy 500 racetrack.
That's cool.
We can get a look around there. But we would say we're doing it day by day. There's nothing actually being planned as such.
Right. I will say, for the benefit of those of y'all listening, there is plans between Bugs and I to meet halfway, since we are not able to make it to the wedding. But for us to meet halfway so that Tabby and I can meet Paul and Blake, which will be at least one other state that you can say you've been in, because I'm sure halfway between us is Illinois, Kentucky, somewhere around in there. I don't know. I haven't looked at it sure yet, but enjoy the Dutch. Welcome in. Things are going well, and I still want to interview you if you ever get an opportunity, brother, just so you know. Paul Ronan wants to know, what's your favorite football club?
It's right there on my chest.
Manchester United?
Manchester United. Been a fan since I was young. Been to the stadium a few times. I was season ticket holder from the ages of 13 to 16. Travelled up and down the country with the club, and I absolutely loved it.
Now,
My local team is West Bromwich Albion, which Blake goes to watch every week.
that's cool. I lived in Italy for 2 years, and I know football for you is soccer for us, but in Italy, about every other block there was a field set up and a game going on.
Yeah.
Local stuff, and so I know it's big in Europe and the UK. Do you ever play?
I used to play. I had trials for a professional team once when I was younger, but my asthma stopped me from competing. But I still played on a Sunday.
I
Down in the lower
understand.
league.
Lena wants to know if you tried American grits yet.
Okay, well, funny enough, me and Ted had a conversation about this morning. I had biscuits and gravy for the first time today, and I absolutely loved it. I had the bacon gravy and the sausage gravy. My sausage gravy was my favourite. And we spoke
Yeah,
about grits, and I said to Ted, they don't look appetizing to me, so I'll be a hard pass.
Paul, I got to tell you, there are in my life. I said I lived in Italy for 2 years. I've tried things I've never had before. Despite if they don't look appetizing, you at least have to taste it, and at least
Yeah, well, I
because
did say I'd try.
it might surprise you. You may like the taste of it, even if it doesn't look as appetizing as you'd want it to.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Mike wants to know, how did you feel about putting gravy on cookies? You don't
Okay,
call it
so
cookies,
here,
but we call it scones.
scones, yeah. We call them scones. But no, that tasted amazing. And yes, Bugs, I seen you. The Boston bot that Ted smoked for us yesterday. Oh my god. It was amazing.
I had no doubt in my mind, brother. Um, so what what did you bring from the UK that's nice? That's something that can't be found here in the States.
Okay, so I bought a selection of different sweets and chocolates. A fruit and nut bar, which I think Bugs destroyed last night before she dozed off. She's looking at me, she walked past. I bought these
What's that say?
bananas and
Banana?
fruit.
Oh, okay.
They're like a foam
He
sweet.
brought these. They are extremely tasty, as you can tell by it's just a wrapper.
Yeah, that's like a toffee crisp. It's puffed rice, caramel covered with caramel covered in chocolate. They are so
Sounds
good.
good. That sounds
I
really good.
bought some wine gums, some fruit pastels. Um,
Welcome in, Giddy Girl and Liam. Good to see y'all.
yeah, there was a fair bit of stuff for them to try.
Now I have to ask you. Today is Sunday, and in the United States, this time of the year, Sunday means NFL football. Do you plan on watching any football, or have you watched any?
I watched some of the Patriots Browns game earlier on with Blake.
Yeah, that wasn't much of a game.
No, I've seen some scores. I wanted to take Blake to the Colts game, but it's not. It wasn't viable money wise. I mean, 60 odd dollars for a ticket in the nosebleeds. I was like, no,
That's pretty
that's
ridiculous if you ask me.
yeah,
I've never actually been to an NFL game because of the cost. I just can never afford it, but I get that.
yeah.
Mike wants to know, did you convert anyone to putting vinegar on chips yet?
Right. We haven't had chips or fries yet to eat. So when we go to a restaurant, if we go and eat out, I will get them to try vinegar on chips.
I
Gorilla, how you
I,
doing,
I
bro?
I would try it, Paul, if I was there, simply because I haven't done it before. But uh, I did. When I eat fries, I typically don't like anything on it. I
Yeah.
like to taste itself. So that's just me. Um, so, for the benefit of those of us that don't talk to you on a daily basis, how was your flight over from the UK?
Oh, it was awesome. So smooth. Very little turbulence going to Dublin and then coming out of Dublin. It was a pretty smooth ride, which I was pleased about.
And,
For a
and how did
lurker,
Blake? How did Blake like his first flight?
he loved it. I was quite shocked how well he took it because I thought he might have been a little bit nervous, but he wasn't. So
That's he's just a little younger than I was when I flew for the first time because I was 20. First
yeah,
time I ever flew in a plane, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't like it. I don't in the air when you're going between your departure and destination's fine, but the taking off and coming down, the taking off and landing, I'm not a big fan of either of those. But as long as they're done successfully, it's okay.
yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, like I said, we was on a small plane going to Dublin, which was a row of 2 seats only. Both sides there was only a small plane that was jet propelled,
Right.
and then we went on the big A380 Airbus with Aer Lingus coming over to here, and obviously that's
No,
a lot bigger
I'll tell you,
engine.
I flew to Canton, Ohio from Kansas City on a 6-seater plane,
Yeah,
and the windows were huge. As compared to the small windows on a jet. I didn't like anything about flying in a small plane at all. I don't want to do it ever again. In fact, I didn't fly back. I made the guy that I was working for. I told him I was not flying back. He was going to rent me a car and I'd drive back, and that's exactly what happened. So, how are your accommodations at Chateau Bugs Airbnb?
amazing, amazing. We're in the basement on air mattresses, and it couldn't be more comfortable. Honestly, it's amazing.
So, I assume that at Chateau Bugs, your hosts are treating you well.
Oh yes, yes. And plus, yes, Gorilla.
And yes, Vanilla,
Oh,
we have to reschedule the interview for Jarita. So Paul graciously agreed to fill in. So we are interviewing Paul. So feel free to fire away with whatever questions you want to hear Paul answer.
bring it on, Gorilla.
Mike says, "Do you know worldwide music or just English and American bands?"
It depends. I am quite accustomed to a lot of music. I do like all types of music, so
Yeah,
I will.
I've been to the Middle East and I've heard the local music there. Um, yeah, you have to be open to music. Is just music. I don't care where it is. The style may be different, but if it's done well, I enjoy it no matter where it's from, and I'm sure Paul's the same way.
Yeah,
Lindsay would like to know how you feel about the time difference, Paul.
not too bad. I've accustomed to it pretty well because obviously my mum, who I speak to every day, is like in the UK, and she messaged me earlier on asking how everything was. Now I know in the UK it's what 9:15,
9,
10ish now. No,
quarter
because
past 9.
we went an hour back today. Our clocks went an hour back today, so it's like she messaged me about 3 o'clock ish. So it was close to 9 o'clock in the UK.
So, Paul, in recognition of your statement that any hole's a goal, Liam would like to know if there's a hole you won't touch.
Any hole's a goal, Liam. You know me. Any hole's a goal.
That was unexpected, but I like that question. Vanilla wants to know: did you have to pay extra for the butt plug since it was so big and heavy?
Funny story. Okay, so we've gone through security in the UK. Yeah, and the security stood there, joined in with the joke. So as Blake's come through, I've gone. Did I see it? And Blake's gone. What I says, the butt plug, and Blake started laughing. And Blake said, he said, I'm glad I'm glad I put the blue one in. And the security guard turned me and said, well, said I saw a pink one. I said, and he said, and it suits you very well indeed.
Welcome in, Carrie. It's good to see you. Paul Ronan wants to know if you've ever played golf.
I haven't. I used to caddy my boss, many years ago when he used to be on the semi-pro circuit, and he used to take me caddying with him, and obviously pay me to help him with his bag and stuff. But I've never played it. Interesting sport, but I've never played.
Never been
Hey,
curious
Terry.
about playing?
No, no. I've seen the science of golf is nothing that I can fabble in my head. A ball that
I,
small being hit by a club that big just don't work for me.
I have played a little golf in the past, Paul, and I was actually told by a golf pro that I should take lessons while I didn't have bad habits. But then my back went bad, and playing a golf club now would be very painful for me. So I
Yeah,
haven't played golf since I was in my 30s. But it can be quite fun, and it's a really good way. You swinging a club at a ball to get some frustrations out. So
yeah,
I enjoy that. It's not for everyone. And as much as I enjoy playing, I hate watching golf. It's so boring.
see,
It's a long walk to a bar,
exactly
Carrie.
it. Yeah, yeah,
That's the payoff at the end, Carrie. Not a good score. It's the 19th hole, which is usually what they call the bar on a golf course.
yeah,
And if it's a nice sunny day, you've worked up a good thirst by the time you get to that bar. But no,
yeah. I have to agree.
that is a
I have
great
to,
skit that he did, and he does the passable accent to do it too. So, when are you flying back?
we fly back on the evening of the 3rd of November.
So, any intention on trying American fast food?
Yes, we go in. I'm in Indiana, Kerry. We go into a buffet place one of the nights this week, and I want to try American McDonald's because I don't really like Burger King. But I'll try, and I want to try. That's the one, Bugs Golden Coral. That's where we're going for a buffet. Um, Asian American food.
Mike, I would say go. If the Asian restaurant you go to, the people that run it and cook are genuinely Asian, you typically get good Asian cuisine.
Yeah,
I don't care if it's Americanized Asian. Generally speaking, if you're going to have it authentic.
yeah, yeah. I'll try anything. Like I said, I had biscuits and gravy for the first time today and absolutely enjoyed it. So I'm willing to try anything.
Any other experiences that are unique to being in the States since you've gotten here?
Um, Experiences. Like I said, the giant supermarket we went to today, that was mind blowing. I mean, like I said, we have big ones in the UK, but not like that. That was totally different.
They do have like uh, super Walmarts around. I don't know if they have one near Bugs, but any intention to hit one of the big box stores like that while you're here, just for the experience?
Yeah, the Steve mentioned the Walmart, but I don't know whether it's a super Walmart or not. But we will try and get to one at least.
Liam said,
Talks
Liam
of us
said you
going
need
to
to try
Sam's
some
Club.
smoked barbecue before you leave.
I'm relying on my host to tell me where to go.
And you
And
got
you
a
know
good
what?
guide there with Ted, so I don't doubt you'll make sure you have the full American experience. Mike asked you, did you feel bad? Well, I know you weren't driving, but did you feel bad seeing him drive on the right side of the road?
No, no, I didn't actually. I quite enjoyed it. I quite enjoyed the experience, to be honest with you. And to be fair, looking at the way that you guys have your traffic light system, and the way that if you're waiting to turn right, you don't have to wait for the lights to go to turn right. I think that's really good. I really do think that's really good.
I think that helped keep traffic moving because
Yeah,
I remember before right turn on red was a thing here in the States.
yeah.
Ronan wants to know, do you get any impression of how big our farm fields are driving from the airport to Bug's house?
No, because it was getting dark when we landed. But flying in on the plane, I could see how vast the fields were from just looking down at Indianapolis as we flew in. And that was really cool.
Yeah, and I'm quite
So,
sure because I'm sure when you guys and you and Bugs meet up with me and Tabby, you'll be seeing quite a bit of farmland on that drive because I'm sure we'll both be headed out in the morning.
yeah.
So that'll be something for you to see if you haven't seen it anyway. It's one thing seeing it from the air; it's another thing when you're driving beside it, seeing how big some of these farms can be.
Yeah.
Oh, Ted is there as well, Liam. So I'm quite sure. I was quite sure even before I knew that he smoked a Boston butt that that Blake and Paul were going to try some genuine American barbecue before they left.
Yeah.
There
100%.
was no doubt in my mind. Rach Jarita's interview will be rescheduled. I know it was
Why?
supposed to be today. There were some things that came up,
Why?
and talking with Jarita, and she and I decided it would be better just to reschedule her. So you didn't miss it. It just didn't happen today, as it were. And I apologize for that. But this was something that came up within the last hour before the interview was scheduled to start. So I really couldn't give anybody advance notice at that point. Mike wants to know: is there more variety to American TV?
I don't really know because I haven't sat watching TV. Um, they've got Apple TV here, which right. I think that's really good. I really do think that's really good.
I think that helped keep traffic moving because
Yeah,
I remember before right turn on red was a thing here in the States.
yeah.
Ronan wants to know: do you get any impression of how big our farm fields are driving from the airport to Bug's house?
No, because it was getting dark when we landed. But flying in on the plane, I could see how vast the fields were from just looking down at Indianapolis as we flew in. And that was really cool.
Yeah, and I'm quite
So,
sure because I'm sure when you guys and you and Bugs meet up with me and Tabby, you'll be seeing quite a bit of farmland on that drive because I'm sure we'll both be headed out in the morning.
yeah.
So that'll be something for you to see if you haven't seen it anyway. It's one thing seeing it from the air; it's another thing when you're driving beside it, seeing how big some of these farms can be.
Yeah.
Oh, Ted is there as well, Liam. So I'm quite sure. I was quite sure even before I knew that he smoked a Boston butt that that Blake and Paul were going to try some genuine American barbecue before they left.
Yeah.
There
100%.
was no doubt in my mind. Rach Jarita's interview will be rescheduled. I know it was
Why?
supposed to be today. There were some things that came up,
Why?
and talking with Jarita, and she and I decided it would be better just to reschedule her. So you didn't miss it. It just didn't happen today, as it were. And I apologize for that. But this was something that came up within the last hour before the interview was scheduled to start. So I really couldn't give anybody advance notice at that point. Mike wants to know: is there more variety to American TV?
I don't really know because I haven't sat watching TV. Um, they've got Apple TV here, which they just put on whatever they want to watch. I haven't sat and really watched much TV. I do watch a lot of American shows though back in the UK, so I mean I can just sit and watch it on my phone if I wanted to.
That's true.
Okay, I've not been sat there. I've been like, going out talking to Ted and Val while Val's been on the phone, and Jess and Ryan got here last night. We was having a conversation to catch up with Jess and Ryan, drinking, sipping moonshine.
That's not a bad way to pass the time. I
No,
would
it's
like
not.
to say, and you could tell me better. I mean, my experience as an American living in Italy for 2 years. You're a British citizen coming to the States for the first time, but I would say since with the popularity of the internet and everybody being accessible through apps like this on our phones, it's kind of, even with the cultural differences, it's easier to be exposed to things that where, like when I was Blake's age, 17, that was the 1970s. The 1970s would have been much more difficult for me to be exposed to cultures outside of what I'm familiar with here because, that was before the internet and cell phones and all that stuff. I'm sure you'd agree with that, wouldn't you, Paul?
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
And Liam wants to know how you like it over here so far.
It's good. Blake's loving it. Blake's like, he goes into a shop and it's like the amount of energy drinks he's got to choose from. He can't choose which one he wants because that's what he does. He likes his energy drinks. I don't drink them, but he's had a couple that he's not tried before, including the Irish Cream Monster, which I thought was quite nice.
Ronan says England is famous for some of the best and oldest pubs in the world, which they are. Are you going to try any while you're here in the States?
Yeah, we can go to one. Because I love a good IPA. So going and having a little drink somewhere might be an idea I could put past Ted if he wishes to take me. So
Mike McGifford asked, according to the media, America is really racist. Have you seen any of that since you've been here?
no, I haven't. I really haven't. I've not heard any racism, not seen any racism. The people here are really friendly. So no, I've not experienced that as of yet.
Mike, I would tell you, and with the American media, you can pretty much ignore a good 98% of it. Back when I was a kid, for example, I'll give you an example. Walter Cronkite was a Democrat and fairly liberal in his beliefs, but when he reported the news, he just reported the news. He didn't give you his opinion. His opinion was his. That's the difference. Now the media today, they can't get around giving their own opinion but actually report news. That's why a lot of Americans don't pay any attention to the American media. Yeah. I would just say that. Well, Ronan is right. It's not nearly as bad as the media would have you believe.
No.
Ronan says, how tall are you, Paul?
5'10".
So he's short, but not as short as you are. It's all perspective, Paul. I'm 6'2", so
yeah.
According to Ronan, you're a big guy. I'm looking forward to it. Big guy or not, you're getting hugged when I meet you.
Sure, from my phone screen. Yeah.
Welcome in, Cowgirl. It's an interview live. If you have questions for my guest, the Moist Reaper, known as Paul to his friends, just type it in. My mods will pin the questions and I'll ask him. Ronan says he fits in glove boxes. Well, your car, Ronan, to be fair, your car is a little bit bigger than a glove box, and you fit into that quite well. Yeah. Welcome in, Peter. Peter, today our guest, Jarita, is not available, so we're interviewing Paul instead. So if you have questions for Paul, and Paul, Peter, you should know, is in Indiana right now, Fort Wayne, Indiana, in the United States. He's here for the wedding of Ryan and Jess on Halloween. He and I and Bugs and Tabby will be meeting up halfway whenever we figure out the details of it, but we're going to make that happen as well. Mike says our American car is still bigger than English.
The trucks definitely are. The trucks definitely are a bigger car than what we see in the UK. Cars, not so much.
Welcome in, baby. We're interviewing Paul today because we had a
Tabby,
couple of issues that came up with Jarita, so Jarita's going to be rescheduled. So if you have questions for Paul, today would be the day. Ronan would like to know, is there anywhere in the England or the UK in general that you think everyone should visit?
It's okay, Bugs. See, I'd say London, but it's so expensive in London. Honestly, if you're gonna go to anywhere, go to either Edinburgh. Wales is awfully nice. But no, Scotland or Wales is very nice. Manchester's okay, but you can get some arseholes. But
That's
what
true anywhere, Paul.
That's true anywhere, but it's what you make of it. Manchester's good. I've been to Manchester a few times.
Mike says, and I agree, you should see a car show while you're here if you can. And Tabby asked, do you or Blake have any food allergies?
No, we don't, Tabby. And Kerry, I 100% agree. Lake District is beautiful.
I would, never having been there, but I would say if you go to London, go for the history. Go for to see this. You can go see the sights and keep your expenses as low as you can. Pay for the gas and whatnot. Pack a lunch. Stay away from London. Pack a lunch when you go in, so you have your food with you and all that. But that's my personal opinion.
Well, let me put it to you like this, okay? In the UK, our cans of pop soda come in 330ml cans, okay? At a normal convenience store / shop, they're normally about £1 to £1.20. Go to London, that versus £3 a can.
That's crazy, but that's typical of any tourist area, Paul. You'll find if you get in, like you're going to find Indianapolis, for example, is much more expensive than a lot of your small towns in Indiana. It's true of any big, especially if it's a popular tourist destination. That's why New York is so expensive. LA is so expensive, and I mean extremely expensive, because everybody wants to go there, and when they know everybody wants to go there, they jack up prices for it.
Yeah.
12 pounds is a lot for an umbrella, huh?
Oh, it is. 100% it is.
Yeah, Mike says don't buy smokes, and I don't go to New York if I can ever, and I haven't had to. I've only been to New York a couple of times, and I agree, New York is extremely expensive. Peter wants to know if you've ever been to Nottingham.
I've been through Nottingham once or twice. I went to Nottingham Forest to watch a football game, but I've not actually spent time in Nottingham itself, so to speak.
Carrie says Cambridge is lovely and lots of history, and near her too, and only an hour on the train to London.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, Kerry, I haven't spent any time there as such as like walked around the town and stuff. I didn't do none of that.
I would love to visit the UK for the history, and I've met a lot of British people away from England. Quite a few in Italy where they're working in Italy. I've met very few British citizens that I didn't get along with. According to Paul, Val's not feeling well, so.
No, Val's not very well.
Even not feeling well, I would imagine if she knew we were interviewing Paul, she would get herself in here and just throw a question or two at him. But we just want her to feel better, so not a problem with her not being here today. So I got to know, as you were flying over the States, first of all, did you have a window seat?
Yeah, well, Blake had the window seat. I was in the middle next to him. So, but we basically, obviously, you're flying at 50, 60,000 feet in the air. And all you can see is white clouds.
Yeah, when you're flying above the clouds, I get that. I was going to say,
Yeah.
as you were able to see the terrain below you, what were your first thoughts? Because I remember the first time I flew, I flew, I didn't fly over to Italy. I took a ship over, but I had to fly back when my grandfather died. So I flew out of Rome, Italy,
Yeah.
by plane coming to the States. And it was impressive to me to see the Italian countryside and the Spanish countryside as you fly over it. So what were your first thoughts on seeing the terrain of America as you came out of the clouds?
It was impressive. Like I said, it was just a vast amount of field until we hit the city itself. But I thought it was beautiful. I wanted to take some pictures, but I didn't want to wake Blake up at the same time.
Yeah, I got to understand that.
So
Abby says, have you shocked yourself yet?
no.
Ronan asks, have you ever been to Avebury Hill? And what do you think of all the crop circles in England? Did I say that right?
Never been to Avebury Hill. And can I be completely honest? I don't think crop circles are alien made. Just saying.
Oh, I think they're probably man-made as well, and several of them have been proven to be. Carrie wants to know if you flew out of Heathrow or not.
No, I flew out to Birmingham, Kerry. It was cheaper by about 200 quid.
Mike says you need to come back at the start of summer. The U.S. is like a different country then.
I'm hoping to come back in August.
Yeah, I agree with Tabby. It's much prettier here in the fall, and it's pretty nice here in the spring. But there's something to be said about an American summer here, and it's different. It's you'll notice, not only just different geographically, but there's different attitudes. So Teresa wants to know, what's the best thing that has ever happened to you?
Oh, that's a good question. That's a good question. I've got to say, having my kids.
Oh, I can't disagree with that. Carrie wants to know what's the weather like where you are.
Right, well, it's not been too bad. It's been like autumn for us, but it's like a little bit warmer. We've had no rain as of yet. We had a bit of frost last night or the night before.
Welcome in, Molly.
Hey, bestie. But yeah, as I say, it's not been too bad. It's not been that cold, in all fairness. So I'm quite surprised.
And that's one thing you'll find out about America, Paul, is how much the weather can vary. Because we are a big country. So I guarantee you, Ronan's still getting plenty of 80-degree plus days. And people up in Michigan and Montana and the places in the northern states where they're getting some genuinely cold days now. And then here in the Midwest, it can be as warm as the 80s and as cool as the 40s. So, Peter wants to know, what's your views and thoughts on fossil fuels and cleaner energy?
Being honest, I haven't got a view on it because it doesn't concern me. I'm sorry, it just doesn't concern me. No offense to you towards yourself, Peter.
Lena says, come down south and go to the beach with them. Lena, you're in Florida. I know Ronan's in Florida. I'm sure he'd welcome you to Orlando if you ever got a chance to go that way.
Yeah, well, yeah, say, I mean, if, like I said, I'm hoping to come back at the beginning of August next year because there's a friend of ours that has a big birthday coming up. And then I'll be looking at possibly visiting Ted, Ronan, Karen, and Lena.
And Liam just said, are you going to take a quick trip to Georgia with Mr. Ted? Mike says he can imagine you at the beach in your long johns.
In my long john.
Oh, that's fun. That's really funny. Bug
Yes,
said,
I own one of them. I own one. I admit it. I own a purple mankini. People have seen it on a video in the past. Just saying.
yeah, well, people don't want to see more of me. They want to see less of me. So I'll stay with me. Ronan says it gets crazy hot in Florida in August. Over 100 degrees a lot of days down there, I know.
Yeah.
Paul, have you ever been to a Manchester United match? Peter asks.
Yes, Peter. From the ages of 13 to 16, I travelled up and down the UK with them. I've been to a few since I've given up my season ticket. I've took my boys to watch them as well.
Carrie, I have to agree. I'd love to go to Florida to see Lena and Tim, Uncle Timmy, and Ronan and Karen. I have several friends, and I got some family in Florida too, so I have a reason to go. I just don't have the finances to go at this time.
Lena, why are you jealous? I mean, not far from Birmingham, Kerry. Just up the road. I've got a lurker.
Have you traveled much outside of England?
Right. I've been to Spain 3 times, Gran Canaria once, and then I haven't been abroad for over 20 years.
Have you been to Scotland to see Val?
I've been to Scotland a few times to see Val, yes. I've holidayed in the UK, but I've not been out of the country other than those 3 places I mentioned, and now to the States.
Where did you go in Spain? I'm just curious.
Fuerteventura. I went to Fuerteventura twice. Went to Gran Canaria is classed as Spain.
My favorite place in Spain is Palma de Mallorca.
Yeah.
And I was a sailor, but that visit, I really couldn't remember a lot of it because I wasn't sober for a lot of it. A lot of drinking on the beach there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So Martha, Country Girl Princess, asked if you could do one thing to help humanity. What would it be? Good question, Martha.
That's a damn good question. You know what? If I could do one thing, remove all the hate from the world. There's no need
Here,
for it.
here.
There's no need for it.
It doesn't do anything for anybody. You're absolutely right, brother.
Yeah.
Mike asked, did you ever consider going to New Zealand or Australia?
No, I've not considered New Zealand or Australia. I don't know why. I just because I work a lot of hours.
Yeah.
It's very rare I have time to go. If I get a holiday, it's normally in the UK. But this was
Not that there aren't
planned.
some. It's not that there aren't some amazing people in Australia, because there are people
Yeah.
I'd love to meet. But yeah, that's also that's a pretty expensive trip. I don't care who you are. You know.
Yeah.
Someday
I mean,
I'd like to think I could go, but I haven't done it in 62 years. So Bugs
this
wants to
trip
know
has
what
been planned. This trip has been planned for over a year. So I've had time to save and get myself situated so I could come out. And I'm off work anyway because of my operation I had in September. So it worked out well.
So Bugs wants to know which moonshine did you like best of what you tried?
I'm gonna go with the orange. The banana was good. The coffee was good, but the orange was the best.
Curious, what do you do for work? And I just missed the question. Let me put that while you're answering.
Yeah, so I'm a security guard. Been with the same
Mike
company
asked,
for over 25 years.
do they have a good lottery in England like Mega Millions here in the States?
They have a lottery, and it's not for the amount that they do in the States, but you get all the money.
Lena says try pineapple moonshine or cherry moonshine. And Tabby recommends, and let me go back, Mark and Duggar's hazelnut rum, which is really good too.
Okay, I've got a full mason jar of proper moonshine. Give me a second. I'll go and grab it.
And blackberry moon.
Proper bit of moonshine. And oh no, wrong one. Press the wrong button. Press the wrong button. My apologies. I pressed bloody record, not mirror.
I'm not sure the point of his question, but Peter wants to know which security industry authority license do you have?
SIA. Yeah, that's by Mark and Digger, and it's strong. But I only have a little bit. Johnny, we'll see you Thursday, my brother. 100%.
Carrie, to your comment, I don't drink much anymore. That's why this jar is still close to full.
Hey, Vito.
I'm trying to catch up on it. Welcome in, Vito. It's good to see you, brother. And Vito, for your benefit, we are not interviewing Jurita today. Something came up. We were going to reschedule. So Paul graciously filled in as our guest. So if you have questions you'd like to ask Paul, this would be a great day for that. Mike asked, do you have a gun as a security officer in England?
We don't carry them in the UK. No. I can do training to become a armed security officer, but it costs a lot of money.
That makes sense.
Yeah, we can have water pistols. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be, I guess it would take it would take some getting used to how many people own guns like they do here in the States.
Yeah. Really, Vito?
That's an interesting question, Vito.
It is. It is one, but
Johnny says, do you get to carry a truncheon?
no, we don't. We're not allowed any weapons. Not legal weapons anyway.
Grace wants to know how many states you plan to visit while you're here. Or did you do plan to come back?
There was talk of us going to Michigan, but I don't know if that's going to happen. But I say I don't know. I don't know what we're going to be doing while we're here. So,
Well, meeting Tabby and I halfway, he'll get into at least one or two other states that way.
yeah.
So, Bug says, if you could live anywhere, where do you think you would go?
The ideal place where I wanted to move to years ago was down in the coast in England in a place called Burnham-on-Sea, because I love it there. We used to holiday there when we was kids. And my dad and my mum absolutely loved it down there. But personally, after being here, I think it would be somewhere over here.
Peter asked if you've ever worked as a doorman at a nightclub.
Not a nightclub, no, but I used to do pub doors when I first started. But that was when you was allowed to use a certain amount of force to get rid of somebody. Nowadays, you can't even do that.
Paul, I don't know how I used to be a bouncer and hole in the wall bar back I was in my late 20s, early 30s.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I know how much force I was allowed to use then. It was whatever necessary, but to be honest with you, I don't know how much has changed here in the States either, because I haven't done it in so long.
Yeah.
Bug says, so we can make room for you in the compound when we start building.
Just give me and Blake a bedroom, Bugs. We'll be well away.
Do you have a significant other in your life, Paul?
No, I don't. And I personally have my track record. I ain't really bothered.
So it's on purpose. It's on purpose then.
Yeah, it's on purpose because the women I've been involved with in the past have accused me of doing something that I would never dream of doing. Yeah, Bugs. So
Happy
yeah,
said,
I'm not really interested in finding anybody else. So
well, yeah, as long as you got a couple of good hands, you don't need anybody. You don't need anybody else, right?
exactly.
A
It is
simpler
nice.
life thing. Yeah.
Don't have nobody to answer to.
Although I'll be honest with you, my life would probably be more difficult if I was single, because Tabby takes really good care of me, probably better than I deserve.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of a firm called Bridgegate Security?
No, Peter. I've mainly worked around the Midlands. I've not gone really too far outside.
You want to guess what kind of work Peter does? Huh?
Sorry?
Want to guess what kind of work Peter does?
Yeah, I know. He's already mentioned it.
So Bug says, if you won lottery, what's the first thing you would do?
I don't know. That's a
I know
hard. I think I
that's a tough
can't say when
question.
I say I'll buy my mum's house because my mum's house is already her own.
If I could, Paul, let me take a minute and announce that our guest for next week is Justin J.M. McNeil. Looking forward to that. He's a very interesting guy. And as I recall, he lives in Germany, right?
Yeah, he lives in Germany.
That should be a really good, very interesting interview. Tabby wants to know, what's your favorite candy?
See, many moons ago on TikTok, I come out with a joke, and that made Val buckle to the point where she almost had to close the live down, where I mentioned Maltesers were real. So yeah, my favourite is Maltesers because of that. Yeah, Johnny.
I can say, if you get an opportunity to try Tabby's meat candy, that might help answer that question later on. But Ronan wants to know, what advice would you give to your younger self if you could go back in time and talk to your younger self?
I'd say get into a job and stick with it, because I've moved around with a lot of work kind of stuff until I found the security trade. So I was a butcher and I was a window fitter from the age of 11 till I got into the security trade at 22. And I've been in the security trade ever. It's coming up to my 50th birthday. I'd have been in security 27 years.
Nice. Mike wants to know, is college cheaper for kids in England?
College for kids in England is free. The kids don't pay to go to college in the UK.
That's a nice change. College in the States is very expensive.
Yeah. Education is free. Hospital care is free.
Well, to be fair though, because nothing is truly free, somebody's paying for it. I'm sure your tax rate is fairly high, isn't it?
Mm, yeah, it is a little bit high compared to some places, I suppose. And yeah, Kerry, I agree. University can be very expensive.
Ronan asked, "What's your favorite food to cook at home, Paul?"
Well, I'm going to be making one of my favourite dishes here for Bugs, Ted, and Steve, which is a Chinese curry.
Have you ever done festival security?
Yes, I have. Yes, I have done festival security. And I did enjoy doing festival security.
Mike asks if everyone in England pays the same tax rate.
No, depends on what you earn. It all depends on how much you earn per month, depending on what you pay out of your pocket.
Are you asking what's the name of how the UK is governed? Yeah, that's the question. I know you have a monarchy.
Yeah.
What is HMRC, Carrie?
His Majesty's, it was Her Majesty's, His Majesty's Royal something, I can't think.
Although I'm pretty sure I know the answer, Peter, I'll ask, what's your opinion of Keir Starmer?
He's a fucking prick. And I don't do politics, he's a fucking prick.
Like I said, I'm pretty sure I knew that answer. Welcome in, Maddie. It's good to see you. It's been a while. It has been a long time, Maddie. I hope you're doing well. This is an interview of the Moist Reaper, formerly known as Fear the Reaper, always known as Paul to his friends. And you're
He'll be back
catching it.
to Fear the Reaper after
You're
this.
catching this toward the end of the interview as well. What was that, Paul?
I said he'd be back to Fear the Reaper. I've done that for a reason, so you know.
I'm well aware. Question: do you think all countries should stand up to the government in the current state of the world?
Do you know what? Yes, I do. Because a thing happened in the UK a few months ago where we had a march for peace run by a few people in the UK. One especially was Tommy Robinson. And I believe in what he stands for, and I believe he should run to become the Prime Minister of the UK.
Yeah, I like Tommy Robinson. Paul, Lena, I'd like to know what American food have you not tried yet, but that you want to try before you go home?
Oh, breakfast pancakes and bacon.
Oh, that should be easy enough.
Yeah, yeah. So I've tried biscuits and gravy, and I enjoyed that this morning for breakfast.
I will ask your question, Peter, although no one that I've ever asked their views on digital censorship have ever said, yeah, I'm all for that. So, Paul, what are your views on digital censorship?
Personally, I'm not interested. Right, like he asked the other question earlier on about the fossil fuels and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Why do people want to censor what people do? That's the snowflakes of the government.
You're
I'm
right.
50 years, I'm 50 years of age in a month's time, and nobody is going to stop me for saying what I want to say.
Yeah, I think Paul, like me, is opposed to censorship in general, whether
Yeah,
it be digital or otherwise. Um, that's why, in the United States, you do have freedom of speech, but people have to understand just because you have freedom of speech doesn't mean you're free from the consequences of what you say. Because a
yeah.
lot of things you can say carry consequences, like it or not. Um, Liam says, need to try some fried green tomatoes and little smoky sausages while you're here.
Okay, I will get that sorted.
Little smokies are easy enough to find. The fried green tomatoes might be a little more difficult.
Exactly, Mike.
Agreed. You should have freedom to listen and watch. I agree. It that falls into our general philosophy that censorship is wrong. So, you should be able to say what you want with the understanding that you're going to pay consequences if necessary. You should be able to see
Yeah,
and watch what you want as well. Yeah,
exactly.
you're right, baby. Tabby says August would be easier for the fried green tomatoes. Um, I'm going to put an end to questioning here, Paul, because believe it or not, it's been an hour.
I know.
And just like I do with all my other guests, I'm going to offer you the opportunity to do a shout out for who or whatever you'd like. And you can do that now.
Well, I'm going to shout out Big Tank Talks every Sunday, 3 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. British Standard Time. Come along and join in with a question whoever Big Tank is interviewing.
Thank you, Paul. Very much appreciated.
You're welcome, brother.
Now
Oh, yeah.
to follow that, I got a shout. Now, normally Paul would be screen recording for me, but since he filled in as my guest today, I want to shout out Bodies by Design, Denise, for doing the screen recording. Very much appreciated, Denise. I am Paul and I have found that the easiest way to do this is using Google Drive. So if you have Google
Mhm.
Drive, I will
I
inbox you
know,
my
but
email address and do it that way. I want to shout out the rest of my mods. You guys do a great job penning questions and keeping the chat free from the clapper hookers.
yeah, thank
And
you very
Bugs is
much.
absolutely right. You'll find in my bio, in Paul's bio, and Gangsta Granny's and Ted's and several other members of the Shocker Crew, we have a link for Save the Children, which is it's the organization that their fundraiser that the Shocker Crew does a fundraiser for every Christmas. This year, if the donations reach a certain level, my beard will be gone. I'll be down to a very close to the skin mustache and goatee. Given enough donations, Tabby will sing on camera. She'll sing a Christmas song on camera, which those of you that know Tabby know she doesn't get on camera. If enough money is raised, Vanilla Gorilla will be clean shaven, and if we get to the level necessary for it, Ted Dweebert will also be clean shaven. So, guys,
That is
um,
correct.
it's a worthwhile charity because it's for children. If you go to the link and you donate, it doesn't go to anybody on Clapper. It doesn't go to any member of the Shocker Crew. The money goes
No,
directly to the charity for the children. And in the UK, the government matches the donations. So
correct.
give as much as you can. And yes, Bugs, if the level is hit as she said, she'll cut off 12 inches of her hair. So there's a lot of.
My
Go ahead, Paul.
forfeit has already been, well, my charity thing has already been paid for. I'm having my back waxed
By Blake, right?
by Blake.
Well, certainly, Blake is a good sport to participate in. I'm sure
Yeah.
it'll be fun for him.
Oh, yeah, more fun for him than it will be for me, but yeah.
Quite sure. I want to thank everybody for being here today and appreciate your understanding and recognizing that my interview with you had to be rescheduled, and I will let everyone know when it's rescheduled. Um, in the meantime, have a wonderful rest of your day, Paul. Enjoy being on in the States,
I am,
I'd
brother.
love to hang out with you, but we will get together at some point before you go back, and I'm looking forward to it. And with that, guys, have a
Awesome.
wonderful rest of your day.
Catch you all later.
And then for Google Drive.